Yo, what's going on, everyone? It's Carson here. Currently playing Udyr in around D3 Elo. This champion is unbelievably fun, and I think one of the stronger champions in the jungle right now, surprisingly, for patch 11.2. The champion has probably the fastest clear, and as far as stats goes, has the highest gold differential out of any other champion in the jungle at 15 minutes. So statistically, he's the strongest early game jungler in the game. And so basically what you want to do is abuse his early game to develop a big lead, and then just run around slapping people with your bear stance in the mid and late game. So that's kind of our goal from this game. Let's see how we can accomplish it and try our best to make sure that we can start to smurf on him with the Udyr champion here. We'll start out, do a nice little trinket swap here, start our base at 50 seconds so we can make it back. We kind of have our options as to where to play towards this game, but I'm assuming Relsamir can win, and I want to try to counteract anything they do topside with Elise here. So that's what we're going to try to do. You can start out with Tiger Stance, even if you're going AP Udyr, which you should always go AP Udyr, or, Phoenix Udyr. But you can go Tiger Stance first, because it gives you the fastest clear to have both Tiger and Phoenix at level 2, and Tiger gives you the fastest level 1 clear. Start out by preemptively Tigering, so then you can go ahead and hit it with the double Tiger here, where you auto once and just Tiger again. And then we're just going to finish this out here. And now we've got Phoenix Stance. I'm just going to smack everything. That's it. You're just going to walk around, you're going to smack stuff. And congratulations, you're playing Udyr. Preemptively Tigers, you're walking to camps. And then for your points, I would recommend going with 2 points in R at level 3, and then getting W or E, but most likely E for level 4. Relsamir doing Relsamir things, you love to see it. Preemptively Tigers, we walk to lane here, or walk to our Raptors. Very nice job by our bottom lane. Doing exactly as you would expect them to do. And then we can double Tiger even, and then hit him with the Phoenix Stance for the AoE. And as you can see, Udyr's clear is unbelievably fast. You can always get your full clear in before Scuttle comes up, which is what makes this champion really good, because you can show up with level 4, which is a big, big advantage in the early game. Make sure Elise isn't invading us here. We're big chillin'. As far as runes, sorry, I just realized I didn't get into those. We're going Phase Rush with Nimbus Cloak, Celerity, Water Walking, and then Triumph and Tenacity. You can go Legend Alacrity for your secondary runes if the enemy team doesn't have a lot of CC. But this game, I felt like it was worth it to have the Tenacity due to them having Holy Bear, Seraphine, Elise. And basically wanting to be able to not stay Elise cocooned and leave or stun forever. We'll grab our E here so we can look to fight or gank anywhere. But just be aware that we don't have our shield. We'll look to the top side here because Elise should be on Scuttle. Smack him. Get his flash out of there. I don't want him to walk in here because I believe Elise should be top river. We'll time this flash and then we'll go to bot scuttle. Ping our mid laner back, and then we'll off. Well played by Elise to find that little pick, but we should have been more aware on our end because we know she's there and wants to look for that. We'll reset to bottom scuttle still, and our top laner should not be diveable in theory. But nice top bet them. They played it well. Which is, honestly, I shouldn't have tried to fight the top lane there, because we have an understanding that Elise Holy Bear is a very strong dive threat, and my entire goal of pathing up there was essentially to make sure that our bottom or our top laner doesn't get dove. But when I force in on the minions there and take a pretty bad trade, it makes it hard for him. It's okay though, we're still gonna just clear our camps here. We can play for Elise's bot side, since we know we have a heavy winning bottom here. And our Echo has somewhat decent prio at this point. Get a good offensive board here. And then we'll look into bottom here. Oh, never mind. There's double TP. The enemy team is responding very well to these plays, so it's okay though. It's a big advantage for our top laner because this top lane is going to crash and there's no one to catch it now. So they lost a big wave there and used double TP for essentially one kill. because at the end of the day, it's not that great for them. Right now, we're a little bit behind where we'd like to be, but it's not the end of the world. We can just power clear our camps on reset, and then we'll get very strong here. The build on Udyr is basically Turbo Chem Tank into Dead Man's Force of Nature. If you're really, really accelerated, you can itemize into Lichbane after Turbo Chem Tank at some point. And then Force of Nature Dead Man is just based on whether you want more MR or armor, and at this point in the game, I'm probably going to Force of Nature first, but we'll see how the game develops. Essentially, you just want to get going really fast and then slap people around with your bare hands. Haha. Get it, guys, bare hands. If you're also getting ahead early, you can accelerate some with the Dark Seal. You don't want to build too much AP because you want to be more tanky than you do damage, basically, but Dark Seal is pretty cheap and gives you a lot of stats here. Nice job by our Echo. And that's all we were doing. We were setting up for the Elise bounty. We should have put him point in W, by the way. I often forget. Stun here. And he should be dead. W point. There we go. Nice job. We got mid flash there as well. You don't necessarily have to time summoners. What I'm doing there is just timing summoners. So after someone flashes, it's a 5-minute cooldown unless they have what's the one called? Transcendence, I think. I think it's Transcendence. I could be wrong. I'm trying to remember, so I'm not giving you incorrect information. Lisa's bottom. I don't really think I can get there in time. I think this fight is just kind of lost. So we're just going to take this time to power farm and clear our camps one more time on this rotation, and then we're going to be pretty far ahead of her. But you can time summoners if that's something you feel like you can do decently, because it is an important thing to know as a jungler, is to be able to look around, take information, and be aware of what's going on around the map so that you can make educated decisions off of that. One thing I'd like to mention really quick is we'll see. I don't really see a gank opportunity for them mid here, so I'm not too worried about it. And Elise is getting ahead, but ultimately it doesn't matter too much because at the end of the day, she's playing Elise into Udyr, which is not a great matchup for her because she should not be able to kill us unless she's insanely strong. Spamming the Elise so that our team is aware she's there. She's bot side currently, so I'm going to ping our team back, and then I'm going to go for her blue buff because we know it's spawning based on the indicator. We could look top, but Volibear still has ulti. We'll see how long this fight goes. I'll run out and do it. I think our Renekton just wins. Nice. They just took Dragon, so our bottom lane should be aware of what's happening. And we'll just go take her entire top side here. Decently played by our bottom so far. Nice job by them. It's just a great kill. It's really good. But they shouldn't have committed too much and tried, because now giving 2 kills for 1 is not great when you're weak side, but we're still getting stuff top side pretty significantly here. And our bottom almost won that, which would have been quite nice. The biggest thing on Udyr is generating farm leads. You want to make sure to be farming and getting as many resources as you can and denying the enemy. I like maxing E second for the move speed. You could also max W for the tankiness if you want. One thing I'll give you guys real quick is a nice coaching resource that I use. Here's some Udyr combos. It's very important. You might think this looks, really easy, but only the greatest Udyr players can master these combos at the end of the day. It's sarcastic, mostly. We'll go Mercs here, just because I think it's important that we can survive the burst from Elise. And then we'll grab our Turbo Chem Tank components and run around the map. Elise is once again top here. I'm just going to go grab Scuttle on bot lane and also bot camps. Hopefully our Renekton isn't diveable. I don't think he is because Udyr doesn't have R, so Elise should be here. or not Udyr, sorry. Volibear doesn't have R. The other bear, you know, it's just Trick 2D's champ pool. And then we can look into her bot side here for deep vision as well. Ran over pink ward, someone just replaced it. And we can take her bot camps. Gotta be careful, Seraphine should have ulti here. I don't think she used it in the bot fight. We'll just leave. We can fight this if they try. I'm pretty strong in skirmishes, and our Rel's on the way. Volibear is walking down though, so I don't really want to do anything. Since they're all collapsing on mid lane first, and our team's walking out of base. No rush for us. Potentially can look bottom lane. This wave's pretty hard for their bottom lane to play on, just due to it shoving into our team. But we also know that all of our camps are up, so we can just take a guaranteed advantage there rather than looking for a gank that might be hard to force. We'll see if they go on Rel. Yeah, I'm going. Our Rel kind of just ran it down when we have no prio, which makes it hard, but our champ is fast enough to get out, fortunately. But she has to just wait, because her Samira is responding to a wave, you know? Hopefully she doesn't die to Elise. Elise doesn't have flash, she just used it there, I believe. Excuse me. This game's going pretty well. We're accelerating pretty hard. We're up 2 levels on Elise, which is good. This doesn't come up for 30 more seconds. And so while Elise has got an early kill lead, we're actually probably ahead in gold at this point. Just due to the fact that we farmed way better. Nice job by our Echo, once again. He also got mid TP here. Unfortunately, he did die, but there's a chance we can pick up a kill on Ziggs here if he overstays. But really, we're just playing for our item spike of Turbo Chem Tank, and then we're in a great spot. We'll go and use W here to heal up, and then I'll look for stop lane. I don't know if I beat this guy. I think he wins. I'll just reset the bottom here. The wave is relative. It's pretty much even here, so it's not that bad for our volley or our Renekton. Actually, I'll just wait. Maybe he can TP and we can kill. I think it's worth it to look for this kill. Dodge his peaks. That's almost all of his damage. Bop. Yo, is Volibear balanced or what? Good news is Volibear started shoving, so his waves is really hard for him to play on. And our mid is taking turret, so we can go to the wolves here and try to play with him. Nice. This blue spawns in about 5 seconds, so we can probably snipe it before Elise can get here. Mine. Volibear is angry. It's fine. Good job on Volibear to deny blue buff so that we don't take it from his Elise. Go ahead and preemptively use our Tiger Stance again. Once we get to base, we're very strong off this next reset. So we just want to get there, get our move speed, and then probably set up for drag. So we'll clear these top camps and then reset the dragon. Let's accidentally put a point in Q. It's not what you want to do. Max E or R first, then E, then W most games. If you need some extra tankiness, extra shields, you can go W second. But I personally think E second is by far and away the best because you want to be able to stun for longer and keep him CC'd. Ezreal flashed. Okay, we're gonna mute our bottom lane. At the end of the day, the times where I've been bottom, our team has not used the resources well because basically the way jungle works, right, is it's kind of like a seesaw essentially, or like a, I don't know, like a clock. where the hand goes back and forth, right? Like a grandfather clock where it swings, the pendulum swings. And so when your jungler's on your side of the map, you want to try to utilize them, and then when he's not, you have to kind of back up and play safe. But our bottom lane doesn't understand that. When I was on their side of the map, our Rel ran it alone and died before we could get a gank off. And then when I was on the opposite side, our bottom keeps going in and dying to the enemy at least that is inevitably there, who is down 60 CS as a result. So if our bottom lane doesn't give Elise the opportunity to die there, they just win the game. But ultimately, like, it's solo queue, your team's not going to play very well, so just play around your team as best you can, ping them back. If they start typing, just mute them. She's going to mute me again, I'm on the way here, but we should be able to catch up to Ezreal here with our turbo chem tank. Nice. Once we hit turbo chem tank, our move speed is just pretty nuts. So this is good. We enabled our bottom lane to take turret. Our Echo's taking Raptors. We'll take these Krugs here. All good so far. And we'll just play around our turbo chem tank cooldowns. Oh, this is... We're just going way too deep when Elise is already respawned for no reason. If our Echo's here, we can collapse on this for sure. We just have to dodge the cocoon that's inevitably going to come out from her there. And then we'll be fine. We'll shield that W damage because it does a lot. And then we'll hold W. We'll target champions only so we don't get a spider lane. We'll run away, let our Echo take the kill so we don't die, and we're chilling. We should be able to get on Ezreal here. We have turbo chem tank up, so we're just going to save our E. We're in a turbo chem tank, and we're going to run at him. Target champions only. We're going to just int, is what I was going to say. We didn't have vision in the bush, so we kind of griefed. Unfortunately, our Renekton also couldn't gap close. We ran up into the bush where there weren't minions. So, you know, some games, you just run it down. It happens. Pretty much in every game I play, I run it down at least once. So, shit happens. We'll give Ezreal a nice little shutdown. I also didn't realize his mirror mana had turned in that fight, which made him do a lot more damage to me than he should have. But it's okay. Some games, you run it. And some games, you don't. And now basically our entire team's goal should be to play around our Echo, set up Dragon, and then look to snowball off of multiple Infernal Dragons and look to fight with our team, who skirmishes quite well. We're just taking these fights where it's clearly numbers disadvantage. I don't know why we're engaging when we're unsure where all of them are and our strongest members are not there. I'll just go for a quick steal here. Got it. And now we can run at them here. Again, Bully Bear had the flash. Our Echo should completely win this fight. He's so strong, we'll just one-shot them all. We denied them Rift. We didn't get it on anyone, but we denied them Rift at least, and we won the fight. I'm going Deadman's here because we have Mercs for the Elise, and their Ziggs is really far behind, so I want the Deadman's for the armor here rather than the Force of Nature first, and then we'll go Force of Nature next. And then we just become insanely fast, and then we run at them and we slap them with our bare hands. Okay. Samira should grab red buff here. We can give blue to Echo as well. I don't know what he's... Okay, he's taking their blue. That's fine. Samira's going for my Raptors as well because ADC players are freaks who love farm. It's okay though, we're playing Udyr. So even though we also love farm, we're playing for our team more than anything. And that's what you have to understand on Udyr is This champion can definitely solo carry, but he also does really well when he's setting up his team. Echo already just took their blue, so I'm going to play for our blue, and then we'll go to the dragon fight. If we can stack up 4 Infernal Dragons, the game is certainly won. And they're there right now. I'm just going to wait till our team gets close, and then I'm going to ghost at them with Turbo Chem Tank, and we're going to win. Like I said, you just want to stun as many people as you can so you can set up your team, create space with them. This fight should be winning, I believe, as long as our Smear is not getting one shot here. But our Echo's out of the fight. Our Smear should get resets here in the fight. Where's our Echo? Failed to Z over the wall. That's really tough. That's a huge bummer. Because if Echo stays in that fight, it's completely winning. Maybe I went a little bit too early, but I feel like our Echo should have been able to pop off. Unfortunately, he missed a Z, but again, like, mistakes do happen, right? If he's over, he actually does outsmite Elise there with his build, but it's probably not worth giving a shutdown. Or risking his shutdown there. So, I'm okay with the choice not to go for him. We can Baron pretty easily here now that our Samira has 2 items and we're playing Udyr. Udyr has really early Baron threat just due to the fact that he can permanently take it with his W, essentially. They're going to look for a reset timer here as a team, most likely. Echo can zone, and then we can look to Baron. Our Renekton isn't here yet, but... we should look to do Baron now. We're going to just turn off a bit here. Be aware of the timings when you should turn off objectives and not stay on them. We don't want to fight there. Or we don't want to fight them while on Baron, we'd rather fight them off of it. And we can just test them here. Bear slap, kill him, and then we can go back to Baron. Or we can go. If we're going in, we'll go in. And our Renekton's doing well here. So, baiting the Baron once the Seraphine is dead. Oh, is this good? Is this good? I can't tell. Seems bad. Gotta be careful of the Ezreal ult. But we have our shield up, so should be okay. All in all, a decent fight for us once again. Walking around, bear slapping people. Setting up our team for success. This champion also can be played. Obviously, he's good low elo because he's relatively easy. But I played this champion during my master promos. I'm actually undefeated on it on my main. I swear this champion is just not balanced due to his clear speed. And move speed late game for team fights. You can just run around and slap everyone, and your stun is only a 3-second cooldown, I think. Or sorry, yeah, 5-second cooldown. So you can stun everyone every 5 seconds, which is pretty not balanced. We'll get some more AP here. Or get some more magic resist, rather. So that when we fight next, we take a little bit less damage from the Elise. Although we can probably do this. We just have to know that our team has to play for the fight, should we go for this. Our Renekton will have TP up. I have Ghost to turn off of this in 8 seconds, so we can play for that. But looks like they're not contesting it. I'm going to reset here, since we've got a good chunk of gold to spend with our next upload. And Ruby Crystal. There's an argument to be made that buying 2 pink wards instead of Ruby Crystal here is better, but for now I'm just going to buy the item. And right now our team should be looking for a reset timer so we can fight this dragon, ideally. Since we just took Baron, have a lot of gold, and we want to be able to be strong on the map prior to this dragon. You want to reset around a minute 30 before the objective so that you can get your wards, get your wave set up for your vision, and then play for the objective. You don't want to reset any time before a minute prior to the objective if you're fighting it. Which, in this case, we kind of have to, because they are at soul point, which could make this game pretty hard. Pop. Okay. We killed their jungler, but she'll be up for dragon. But we should be able to get a lot off of this, which is the good news. And we'll just play to attack their inhibs here. Because essentially they have Ziggs, so they can't block. They can't hold every wave, they can just hold the one. I'm going to block this with my Samira. Our Echo's close. Which is good. Tower. Dragon in 40. Our team, it's really hard for us to siege since they have Ezreal and so one of life still off this. Damn, her Immortal Shield though being cost is pretty bad for us. It's pretty hard for us to siege because we're a short range comp. So in general, the only way we can siege is through picks with fights. This fight seems really tough. Hopefully they at least get a lease. I don't have any way to access that, so I'm just trying to get prio here. Unfortunately, our team just died, but our Echo should be able to shove here. I do have my Smite ready, so hopefully Renekton and I can burst this while they're distracted with Echo. We'll preemptively Tiger once again. And then we'll double Tiger. This should be ours, in theory. And then we'll go get our Scuttle and just clear camps while we're waiting for our team to respawn. Once again, if you're really ahead, you can go Lich Bane when going AP Udyr, and it does a lot of damage and it can be pretty worth it. But in general, I would say just play full tank and you do so much base damage with this kit that you don't really need much else. We'll reset now, just so we're as strong as we can be on the map with our team when we're matching our Echo's respawn timer here. And then at this point, you can kind of choose your own adventure. I'm going to go with a Sheen here just to do a little bit more damage because I like doing damage. It's fun. And then we're going to play with our team. We also have 700 gold, which is nice. Steric Gauge is not bad. Wit's End is not bad. Ravenous Hydra is completely fine. Thornmail Bork. Any of these items are all completely fine. Just kind of figure it out situationally for you and your game what you need. But I'm already super tanky. I've got this. I'd like to just go fight here. We're going to just run at them. Slap the Ziggs. Stun the Ziggs. We have won. We have engaged a nice fight for our team. And we have won the game off of it. We have our wave coming in. I'm going to make sure Elise can't snipe our wave because that's the only way okay, never mind. She's not going for it. If I'm Elise, I'm trying to cut off our wave here. That's the only possibility of us not ending the game right now. But all in all, again, this is how you play Udyr. I think this champion is really strong, low elo, high elo. I think you should play him, play to farm early, and then get really fast with Turbo Chem Tank Ghost, and then attack people and kill them all. Thank you guys for watching. I do appreciate it. If you enjoyed the video, feel free to hit the like button and check out my Twitch. You know, help me out with the algorithm. Thanks, guys. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Peace.